Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. Welcome to this day number 7th, which is 18th of April 2025. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Am I audible? If yes, give me a thumbs up if I am visible. It's an obvious thing, I have to be visible, isn't it? So today we are going to be knowing about definite integrals because yesterday I have already mentioned a brief theory about it. Today we are going to be solving some problems on it, and along with that I will be mentioning some practical applications of integration and differentiation in physics curriculum. So let's get started for today everyone. I hope am I audible? Yes, good evening, good afternoon. It should have been, isn't it? Okay, fine. So let's get started. Okay, so yes, hello everyone. Hello Zakaria. Long time no see. So let's get started with this. So today's first question is going to be very easy. It's a very easy question. So I hope everyone will be able to solve this. Which question are you talking about, Sanyukta? Could you please do mention me? The differential equation question, we are going to be solving such questions tomorrow. So let's start with this problem, the one which is being given over here. That is, how are we supposed to find it out? So what do you think? It's a very easy thing. It's a piece of cake, I believe. So if you know the answer, please do mention over there. If you know the answer, please do mention over there in the chat box. So I can write it down once again. You can solve it by the means of an indefinite integral, first of all. But what type of integral is this? What type of integral is this? You can write it down over there in the chat box. Is it definite or indefinite? Yes, it has to be definite. Definite. Yes, exactly, you are right. So this type of integrals, we have already discussed it yesterday, the theory part. And I said that today we are going to be solving some questions which are going to be based upon it. So this is a very easy question, isn't it? So 2 can be taken outside the integral, put the limits, 0 to 2, t dt. So it's going to be a polynomial function with degree 1. So as a result of that, I will be getting it as 2t square by 2, isn't it? It's a very easy question. 2 gets cancelled out, so t square, limit 0 to 2. Over there I said that in definite integrals we don't need to put the c along with the plus positive sign, isn't it? If you can recall. So that's what I'm trying to do it over here. So it's going to be equivalent to 2 square upper limit square minus of lower limit square. So that's going to be 4 minus 0, and 4 is going to be the answer. I hope everyone's getting 4. If yes, give me a thumbs up. Then we are going to be moving to the next question, because we need to solve this definite integral questions at a faster rate, such that I can mention you with the application part of integration. Okay, so let's move to the next question over there. Let's move to the next question. That's it. There comes the concept over here. Now these type of questions are going to be problematic for 10 to 11th going students, but the students who are watching this session, who are already acquainted with this pi by 6, pi by 3, they can give me the answer to these questions within fraction of seconds, I believe. Okay, so what is it? So before we start, I would like to mention about these two things. What is this pi by 3? What is this pi by 6? Okay, the limits of the integral are pi by 3, pi by 6. So let's try to assure you guys with the concept of radians. These are the angles in radians. Okay, so what needs to be done over here? You can write down that we are going to be discussing about plane angle. Let's try to discuss about this plane angle first. Till class 10th everyone, you people are aware about the angle needs to be measured in angle measurement in degrees, isn't it? Angle measurement in degrees, isn't it? So now what's happening over there? Now there is no such authentication to use degree everywhere. Because if I tell you that the SI unit of plane angle is radian. We will know about this in units and dimensions. Don't worry about it, but I am telling you right now itself. These are supplementary angles. These are, you can say, plane angle is a supplementary unit. We will be calling these as supplementary units, okay? So I will write it down over there that what is plane angle, you know, that's an angle which is going to be measured by a line segment with respect to the other line segment. Or let's say the line segment is going to be making some angle with the horizontal or with the vertical. Okay. So now this theta is, you know, this is a plane angle, isn't it? So now there is going to be the SI unit of plane angle, which is going to be radians, denoted by the symbol RAD. So now, from now onwards, for your JEE main and advanced curriculum, you people are not going to be using degree. You will be using degree, don't worry about it, but the answers are going to be measured in rads or radians. So there has to be a method by which you need to convert this degree into radians and the vice versa, means from the radians to the degree part. So now what needs to be done over here in this? So I can write it down it as theta degrees. We need to convert it into its equivalent, let's say x radians. Okay. So what's going to be the conversion equation? Can anyone tell me? So I can write it down, theta in degrees is going to be equivalent to pi by 180. Theta degrees into pi by 180. Pi is the same 3.14, which you know that thing very well. Okay. But we are going to be expressing the angles in the form of pi. We are going to be expressing the angles in the form of pi. There is no need to solve it furthermore unless they give you the values in the given list of options for your JEE Main advanced examination. Okay. So now what needs to be done? So that's it. You will be getting the value it in rads. Example I will be giving you. Let's say example means the most simplest examples over here. If I'm having, let's say, pi by 2, let's say I'm having 90 degrees. Let's say I'm having 90 degrees and we need to find out an equivalent radian version of 90 degrees. So what needs to be do? What needs to be done over here? So I can write down 90 into pi by 180 degrees over here can be written over there. So as a result, we are going to be getting it as pi by 2, isn't it? We can write down the equivalence of 90 degrees as pi by 2 radians, and similarly I can say that if I want to convert 180 degrees, 180 degrees needs to be converted into radians, then what is going to be the value? Please do mention over there in the chat box, everyone. What do you think is going to be pi radian? What's going to be 180 degrees? Yes, pi, yes, correct. So 180 degrees, once again, 180 into pi by 180 we need to do. As a result, 180 gets cancelled out. I will be getting it as pi radians. Okay, isn't it? Everyone? Okay, that's great. So now, what is going to be the reconversion formula? So this is how you can convert degree into radians. Now obviously you should be knowing a formula to convert the radians back to the degrees. For that, what you need to do? So you can write down the equation. For the reconversion, this is the conversion formula. So let's say I am having theta radians. We are having theta radians everywhere. Let's say we are having theta radians, okay? And you need to convert it into theta degrees. Or let's say it's y degree. I will be saying it's y degrees, everyone. So what needs to be done? What is required to be done, everyone? What do you think? Can you tell me the formula? If yes, you can write it down over there in the chat box. Y degrees. So now the conversion formula is going to be equivalent to y will be theta into 180 by pi degrees. 180 by pi degrees. So you can reconvert back and check whether this is working or not, because obviously in definite integrals, in trigonometry, you are going to be using plane angles, and the SI unit of plane angles will be given in radians. Because I would like to mention about this radian term. This radian is a supplementary unit. There are several types of units we are going to be studying in units and dimension. These are supplementary units. Along with that, there is another unit which exists named as solid angles. Okay, I believe that you people might have heard the name of solid angles. If you might have heard about solid angles, give me a thumbs up. I will be mentioning the unit as well. The SI unit is steradians. The SI unit is steradians, okay. So currently, right now at this point of time, what we are going to do is, we are just going to be dealing with plane angles. Okay, everyone knows plane angles very well, isn't it? That's the angle which you have been studying so far. So now you are learning a very interesting and something extra over here. So this is what your JEE curriculum is all about, my friends. So now we are going to be trying to solve this problem. So now can you tell me the angle representation of pi by 3, pi by 6? What are these pi by 3, pi by 6? Write it down over there. I will write it down over here as integral of sine x dx. Write down what is pi by 6 and pi by 3. Okay, 60, 30. Obviously, the upper limit has to be 60 and the lower limit has to be 30, right? Isn't it? Pi by 6 is going to be corresponding to, now let's try to check that thing out. Whatever we have discussed over here, now it needs to be tested. Our concept needs to be tested. So pi by 6 rads needs to be converted into equivalent, let's say y degrees. So what we can write it on, y degrees is pi by 6 into 180 degrees by pi, isn't it? Pi gets cancelled out. 630 is 180 degrees, isn't it? Okay, if yes, give me a thumbs up. 60 into 6 into 3, 30, isn't it? Is 180 degrees. So the now next is going to be, now we need to convert pi by 3 radians to y degrees. So what do you think it's going to be? Y degrees can be written as pi by 3 into 180 degrees by pi. So what I will be getting? This time 360, isn't it? That is 60 degrees. So now this integral can be expressed in the most simplest form. The lower limit of this integration is going to be 30 and the upper limit is going to be 60. Okay? If yes, give me a thumbs up. Everyone, each and everyone needs to be mentioning it to me. The limits of the integration. I want everyone to answer. Okay? So now as a result of that, what I can say over here is, let's try to write down what do you think? Now tell me, we need to solve the integral in the form of an indefinite integral first of all, and then we can put the limits, isn't it? So now, first of all, tell me everyone that which type of integral is it? Definite or indefinite? Write down the answer in the chat box. Definite, right? Indefinite? Indefinite, definite? Definite, isn't it? Yes, correct. This entire integral is just like a definite integral, but we need to solve it just like a definite integral, isn't it? First of all, we need to solve integration of sine x dx as an indefinite integral, isn't it? If you can recall. So I can write it on what is integral of sine x dx. Now tell me. Write down over there the answer. What is integration of sine x dx? Do mention the answer, everyone, over there in the chat box. Yes, it's minus of cosine x. Okay, great, 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 great. Keep on writing, minus of cosine x. Exactly, absolutely right, everyone. So I will write it down over here as minus cosine of x limits. Limits obviously I have simplified them. So I will write it down it as 30, isn't it? 30 to 60. So I will be getting it as minus of upper limit. See, you can take the minus sign outside and then try to solve. Let's try to take the minus sign outside. Okay, everyone. So minus is outside, cos of 60, isn't it? Minus of cosine 30. If I incorporate this minus sign, it will become cosine of 60 plus cos 30, isn't it? So I will be getting it as cos of 60 plus minus of cos 60, isn't it? It's going to be minus of cosine 60. Yes or no, everyone? Plus cosine of 30. Now tell me the answer. What do you think is going to be the answer? Write down over there. Write down the answer over there. I need the answer to this question. Cos 60 is? Okay, fine. Tell me what is cosine of 60? What is cosine of 60? Let me check your class 10th knowledge about this. Minus, sir. Minus is, integration of sin x is minus cos x. Because I have already mentioned that it's nothing but antiderivatives, if you can recall. Integrals are the antiderivatives. If you can recall, everyone. Can recall? Isn't it? So, you know that d by dx of cosine of x is equal to minus sin x, isn't it? You just need to integrate it. I will be getting it as minus of cos x. If you can recall, I already mentioned this. Integrals are antiderivatives. Okay? So, cos 60 is half. So, since we are having a minus sign associated with it, it's going to become minus half. What is cos 30? What is the value of cos 30, everyone? Write down. Yes, root 3 by 2. Correct. So the answer is going to be written as root 3 minus 1 by 2. If you agree with the answer, give me a thumbs up. Yes, correct. Correct itself. Keep on mentioning, everyone. Okay, fine, great, great. And don't forget to like this session, everyone. Do not forget to like this session. Okay, fine. So now let's move to the next question. Constant won't be there, Sai Satvik. I said this is indefinite integration. Over there you can consider the C. Over here these are definite integrals. We should not be considering C, because the limits we are already putting and getting a finite value. Okay? Okay, fine. So now let's move to the next question. Next question, everyone, for you. Can you do this one? Okay, inverse functions. Okay, we'll definitely say in the upcoming days. Bhavya Singh. Okay. So can you solve this? Can you solve this, everyone? So what do you think is going to be integral of dx by x? Yes, correct itself. Zakaria knows the answer very well. It's a piece of cake, isn't it? This question is proving out to be. What is integral of dx by x? Solve it like as if it's an indefinite integral, and then you put the limits in the end. This is what it needs to be done in order to solve any problem associated with definite integrals, isn't it? So what can you do? So first of all, write down over there that which type of integral is it. Pranavi, go and watch the differentiation sessions previously. That's why it's minus. There are already 6 lectures, isn't it, which I have taken based upon differentiation and integration. Yes, correct. Okay, fine. So first of all, this is a definite integral for sure. Okay, that's absolutely correct itself. It's a piece of cake, to be honest, if you are going to see this question. First of all, tell me what is integral of dx by x? What is integral of dx by x, everyone? Write down the answer over there. What is dx by x? I just want to know. I don't want you to put the limits and give the answer. But anyways, everyone's welcomed. Ln of x, exactly. It's going to be ln of x, isn't it? So that's what needs to be done. Ln of x, limits 4 to 10. So now, this is how you will be writing it down. Before putting the limits, draw squarical brackets, write down the lower limit, write down the upper limit. If the snake symbol is there, Dhanya, it's going to be indefinite. So if number attached to it, yes, correct, it's definite. You are right. Okay, so as a result of that, I will be getting it as ln of, what I will be getting? 10 minus ln of 4. That's going to be the next step. While putting up the upper limit, along with that, we are also putting the lower limit, isn't it? So now, what needs to be done? So over there comes a very interesting property in maths. Definitely, sir is about to teach you that thing for sure. That's a property of ln, another property of ln. Yesterday I mentioned something, if you can recall. One of the properties, right? Other property, let's try to discuss about it. So I can say that ln A minus ln B is going to be equivalent to ln of A by B. Okay? Got it? Similarly, you can also write it down it as in the form of ln of A plus ln of B. That can be written as ln of A into B. So these properties you need to know. Okay? So based upon it, I can write down this as ln of 10 by 4. Simplify it. What are you going to get? 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10. So as a result, I will be getting the answer as 5 by 2. Okay? Ln of 5 by 2 is going to be the answer. I hope so you can note down these two properties of ln, which you are going to be using it throughout your physics curriculum for JEE Main and Advanced. Okay? 5 by 2 we just need to express. You can solve it furthermore, but there is no need to solve it furthermore. You can express it just like the way it is, apart from writing down the other aspects over there. Okay? Correct. 0.9 is going to be the most simplified answer. That's great. Okay, while seeing the log table, you can get the answer. Okay, so now let's try to move towards the next question, everyone. I hope it's clear. If yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, fine. Let's move to the next question. Yes, try to do it. Try to solve this question, everyone. Integral of cosine of x dx, limits 0 to pi. What are we supposed to get? Yes, what do you think it's going to be? Give me the answer. Okay. So now tell me, what is going to be the conversion of pi radians into degrees? What is going to be the conversion of pi radians into degrees? Give me the answer, everyone. Pi is 180 degrees, correct. Pi is 180 degrees. Check that thing, those who are unaware about it. Pi, okay, we'll try to solve it. We have to convert into radians, isn't it? Radians needs to be converted into degrees. So pi into 180 degrees by pi, isn't it? So as a result, I will be getting it as 180 degrees, isn't it? So let's try to put it over there. So integration of 0 to 180 degrees, cosine of x dx. Now everyone needs to write down integration of cos x dx. What is integral of cos x dx, everyone? Write it down over there in the chat box. Integral of cos x dx I want. I don't want the answer, right, as of now. It's going to be, okay, sin x, right? It has, no, d by dx of cos x is minus sin x. Integration of cos x dx has to be plus sin x, okay? So I will write it down over there. It's going to become sin x 0 to 180. So what I will be getting? Upper limit sine of 180 minus of sine of 0. So sine 0 is 0, sine 180 will be also 0. As a result, I will be getting it as 0. How it is 0? I will mention it while teaching graphs from Monday. But let me tell you that integral multiples of pi, integral multiple of pi associated with sine function is always 0. Isn't it? So I can say that sine integral multiple of pi sine of n pi is going to be equal to 0. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be universal itself. I hope most of the people are already aware with this fact, isn't it? It's not going to be 1. If I try to draw, okay fine, I will just give you a taste. I'm about to give you a taste about how does it look like. If I try to draw the graph in between sine x and x, where x comprised of certain angles. Okay, so let's say the angles are namely 90 degrees, 180 degrees, right, 270, 360. The nature of the graph which you can expect is going to be like this. Okay, the nature of the graph is going to be like this. And you can see that the sine function fluctuates in between +1 and -1. So you can see that the graph intersects the abscissa at 180 degrees, 360 degrees and 0 degrees. So that's the reason the integral multiples of pi associated with sine function always proves out to be 0. Clear everyone with this graph? The graph which I have drawn, this type of graphs we are going to be discussing the upcoming days. That's from Monday itself. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. I hope everyone will be able to find the next question to be interesting over there. So let's move. Okay, this one. I think so this is the last question of definite integrals. Then we are going to be knowing about certain practical applications of graph. So what do you think is going to be the value of this? Everyone, what do you think is going to be the value of this? Integral of 2t minus 4 dt. It's a very easy question, but I want you to solve it. First of all, tell me what type of integral is it? What type of integral is it? Definite? Yes, that graph is only for sin x, Sai Satvik. For cosine x, tan x, secant x, cosecant x, everything the graphs are going to be changing. Definite. Okay, correct. Very good. It's definite, isn't it? Yes, exactly. You're right. It's going to be definite integration. So now what needs to be done over there? Can you solve it in the form of an indefinite integral? What I am saying from the starting. What is this solving the function by the means of an indefinite integral? Means you need to solve this like an indefinite integral first. Like what's going to be 2t minus 4 dt? What's going to be the value of it? Because once you solve this, then only in the end you need to put the limits, isn't it? The upper limit and the lower limit needs to be put, isn't it? Okay, -1 they are getting. Now tell me what is, this can be solved like this, isn't it? Integration of 2t dt minus of integral of 4 dt. I hope this is going to be the expression. So now 2 is a constant, it can be taken outside that integral. Obviously don't forget the limits because you are solving an indefinite integral. 2 limits 1 to 2 t dt, 4 is constant, limits 1 to 2 dt. What is going to be integral of t dt, everyone? Tell me the answer. Write down the answer over there. What is integral of t dt? Write down the answer, everyone. What is integral of t dt? Yes, t square by 2. Correct. Everyone keep on writing down. It's good. Not t plus 1 by 1. T square by 2. T to the power. Like this, isn't it? Integration of t dt is going to be like this. It's going to be written like this, isn't it? So it's going to be t square by 2. So let's try to write it down. 2 into t square by 2, limits 1 to 2, I will be putting it afterwards. What is going to be integral of dt? What is going to be integral of dt, everyone? What do you think? Write down the value. Mention me the answer. Integral of dt. Don't try to put the limits as of now. Integral of dt is t. Integral of dx was x. Integral of dz was z, isn't it? So over here it's going to be t itself, isn't it? So we'll write it down it as limits 1 to 2. So now what needs to be done? You are going to be cancelling out this 2. As a result, I will be getting it as t square limits 1 to 2 minus 4t limits 1 to 2. Do put the limits and tell me what are you going to get if I put the limits. Upper limit minus of lower limit, isn't it? So this can be solved over here. If I put the upper limit, can you put the upper limits, everyone? It's going to be 2 square, isn't it? Over there. Minus of 1 square. Okay, clear everyone? For t square, I am just investigating with t square, isn't it? I am putting the upper limits minus of the lower limits. Okay, followed with minus of 4 into upper limit is 2 minus of lower limit is 1. T is there, right? So 4 into 2 minus of 1. Okay, so if I solve this, I will be getting it as 4 minus of 1 minus of 4 minus of 1. 4 into 1, isn't it? So 4 minus 1 is 3. And over there it's going to be minus 4. So what will be the answer? Minus 1. Are you getting minus 1, everyone? If yes, give me a thumbs up. If you are getting minus 1, write down the answers over there. What you are getting? Minus 1. Great, great, great. Minus of 1. Okay, great. So today I am about to, now this marks the end of integration. So now let's try to discuss about the application part of it. And in order to understand the application part, what we can do is, I will be deducing the 3 equations of motion by whatever we have studied so far. Everyone is aware about 3 equations of motion. सबको 3 इक्वेशंस ऑफ मोशन पता है कि नहीं? अब बहुत हो गया मैथ्स, आते फिजिक्स में रियल लाइफ एप्लीकेशन देखते हैं. आई एम सेइंग दैट लेट्स ट्राई टू ऑब्जर्व द रियल एप्लीकेशन ऑफ whatever we have discussed so far. That's differentiation or integration. The real life application is about to be initiated from today onwards. So I will be saying that let's try to know about some applications of them. Let's try to know about the applications of them, everyone. So those who are excited to know, they can give me a thumbs up. Those who are excited to know that what I am about to do, we are about to start the application part. Applications of whatever we have done. And you are going to be encountering these things in the upcoming context of physics for your JEE Main and Advanced examination. So now the first application what I am about to discuss is going to be the equations of motion. In class 9th, I am 100% assured that most of the students are already acquainted with this term, equations of motion. What are they? If no, I will try to make you recall. Pala, the first one, V is equal to U plus AT. Can you recall? Next is S is equals to, write down the equation over there. The second equation, everyone, V is equal to U plus AT. Next equation will be S is equals to UT plus half AT square. This is about to be taught, don't worry. And the third one is going to be V square is equal to U square plus 2S. Isn't it? So I am about to derive these 3 things by the means of calculus. Everyone knows. Now everyone is aware with calculus, isn't it? So now let's try to deduce it. So are you ready? Are you people ready for this? If yes, let's get started. So first of all, I will be saying that we are having a straight line. We are having a straight line, everyone. Everyone knows what a straight line is all about, isn't it? So it's a straight line over here, and there is a particle. There is a boy, there is a particle. Let's say, I won't be using the word particle right now. Let's say that there is a boy over here. There is a boy. The boy can be anyone. Okay. Let's say that the boy is at rest. Initially, the boy is at rest. Afterwards, he starts running and he reaches at this point. After running, let's say. In between, while he was running, he acquired some velocity v. Okay, so it was being measured that at this point, he had some velocity of v. Okay, everyone. So now what I am going to do is, if I say that this boy travels a displacement of s. S is the displacement. And let's say that he was not at rest. I won't be saying that he is at rest because I have to choose some value. So he's not at rest, let's say. He starts running. I have to consider that the boy already starts running. Okay, everyone. The boy already starts running with some velocity of u. Because rest mein aayega to I won't be getting the exact equation. Okay. So he already starts running in the forward direction with some velocity u. Okay. I hope the diagram is clear with everyone over here. So now what we need to do is we need to derive these three equations of motion, everyone. We need to deduce the three equations of motion. Okay. So now obviously you can see that the velocity is changing. The velocity is changing. Everyone is able to see that the velocity is changing. Initially it was u. After that it's becoming v. So those who are able to find out that the velocity is changing, they can give a thumbs up over there in the chat box. Those who can see, those who can visualize that I am over here, my velocity was u, afterwards it's becoming v over there at a certain instant, okay? And let's say that I am covering, let's say the boy is me itself. It's better to put myself to be the subject of this experiment, okay? And let's say that the time traversed is going to be t. So what are these, everyone? I will write down u stands for the initial velocity of myself. V stands for the final velocity. And S is going to be the distance traveled. Yeah, displacement you can consider. Okay. Let's say S stands for the displacement. You will know the exact meaning in between distance and displacement for 1D. In most of the cases, we have to consider like them. Okay. And T is the time taken or time elapsed. So now what needs to be done is, what we can do, everyone. So we can do it in a different way. The first thing which you need to know is their velocity is changing. So I can say that there has to be some acceleration associated with it. There has to be some acceleration associated with it. So what we can say, you might have studied in class 9th, everyone, that A is equals to V. If you can say, I can write it down, the equation in this case. A stands for the acceleration. A stands for the acceleration which is constant. So I will say that A is nothing but a constant acceleration. So now we can profoundly write down an equation. We can profoundly mention an equation, everyone. That is A is equal to rate of change of velocity with respect to time. A is going to be equal to dv by dt. This is going to be the expression of instantaneous acceleration. So we are not going in depth. In kinematics, this is going to be taught by your respective physics teachers in your respective Sri Chaitanya centers. So we are not going that thing in details. We are just mentioning about the application part of whatever I have discussed with you so far, starting from the very first day. Okay. So now what needs to be done? So now we can cross multiply this. This is A is what, everyone? A stands for the constant acceleration. And dv is nothing but the change associated with the velocity. Okay, we can write down A is dv by dt. Similarly, we can write down other formula associated over here. I already mentioned that derivatives denotes the change. V can be written as ds by dt. Velocity can be considered as rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So these two are two practical applications. So I will write down the statement, don't worry. What does this mean? This means that acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Similarly, what does this expression means? This expression will be having its own value itself, isn't it? Its own significance. So what is it going to be? This ds by dt is going to be, you can say, velocity is the rate of change of displacement with respect to time. You can note this thing down. These two equations. And its significance. So we are going to be using these two equations in order to derive these three equations of motion, which is to the left side of this blackboard. Okay, everyone? So now what needs to be done? So let's start with this. So I will write down once again that A is dv by dt, isn't it? You can write down that A is equal to dv by dt. So now this can be mentioned as ordinary differential equation. Yesterday I said something, if you can recall, I gave a problem to you and asked you to solve. But don't worry about it. Tomorrow we are going to be coming with lots and lots of problems based upon it. So we can call these as your ordinary differential equation. Pay attention, everyone. These are known as ordinary differential equation. So now what needs to be done? You need to cross multiply them. And in order to solve them, we need to use the method of, to solve, we need to use the method of variable separation method. See, you can note down the names. These are proving out to be very fancy names. It's proving out to be difficult to hear, but it's not difficult at all. Okay, variable separation method. Now what is it? Let's try to understand. What I will do is I will cross multiply this. ADT is equals to dv. ADT is going to be equivalent to dv. Okay, clear, everyone? Now what we need to do, this is how variable separation method is being done. ADT is equals to dv after cross multiplying. If yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so now what needs to be done? We need to integrate it on both the sides. We need to integrate it on both the sides, everyone. Now what are going to be the limits of the integration? The limits of the integration are going to be, for on the left side it's going to be, let's say I am initiating to run from here at t is equals to 0, and I've already said that time elapsed is t. Over there, when I'm present over here at this point, let's say this is point A, I started at point A. So now over here the time which has elapsed is, let's say, t seconds. The time elapsed is t seconds. So now what needs to be done? I can say that the limits of the integral has to be from 0 say t. 0, which was my initial timestamp, and t, which was my final timestamp. Okay. Now what has to be the limits of the integral of the equation which is over there on the RHS? That's going to be from initial velocity, that was my velocity of running, which was u. So I'll write it down, u to v. Clear, everyone? It's clear, I hope, isn't it? So now it's moving with constant acceleration, isn't it? It's moving with constant acceleration. So I can write it down over here as A. In this, on the left hand side, we can write it down it as A, everyone. Right? So I can write it down it as A can be taken outside. Integral of dt 0 to t is equals to, what do you think will be integral of dv? Write it down over there in the chat box. What is integral of dv, everyone? What is integral of dv, everyone? Write it down over there in the chat box. V, yes. V, right? It has to be V. Everyone needs to write down the answer. What's going to be the integral of dv? It has to be V itself. So I will be getting it as V limits u to V. So what will be integral of dt? Write it down over there in the chat box. What is going to be integral of dt? Write it over there in the chat box as well. सही है, dv का v है. What about integral of dt? T. So that's going to be at limits 0 se t is equals to, this is upper limit is v, lower limit is u. Isn't it? So I will be getting over there as well, upper limit is t, lower limit is 0 is equals to v minus u, which gives you the first equation of motion. क्या कहता है first equation of motion? V minus u is equals to at. So there comes v is equals to u plus a into t. That's going to be our first equation of motion. Okay? Clear with this? Clear with this, everyone? We are going to be using it in order to deduce the second equation as well. If yes, give me a thumbs up. If it's clear. Okay? The classes are going to be till 5, everyone. From now onwards, the classes are going to be for 1 hour. Okay? So now let's try to move to the next. That is, now we need to deduce the second equation. What's the second equation? ये पहला equation आ गया. Now we need to derive the second equation over here, which is s is equal to ut plus half at square. So what needs to be done? So now what we can do is, you can write down v is, we have to use this equation. We use this, now we are going to be using this. V is equal to ds by dt. Okay, so what needs to be done? We can write down v is equal to ds by dt, the one which I mentioned. Once again, it's an ordinary differential equation of first order, isn't it? So now once again we need to use the variable separation method. So cross multiply them, I will be getting it as v dt is equals to ds. Mark it as equation number 2. Not 2, actually we are going to be using some different symbols in order to deduce this. Let's say it's equation number A. Okay? Let's try to mark this as equation number A over there. Yeah, or else I will be saying this as, let's say it's equation number star. Okay? Single star or asterisk. So now what needs to be done? We need to use this first equation over there. Putting equation number 1 in star, what I will be getting? This instead of v we need to put. If you are able to see this v, we need to put u plus at over there, okay? So as a result, it's going to become u plus at dt is going to be equal to ds. Now integrate it on both the sides, isn't it? We need to integrate it on both the sides, ds. On the LHS, we need to integrate from 0 to t. Yes or no, everyone? We need to integrate it from 0 to t. I hope it's clear. Because I was starting from t is equal to 0 and afterwards it was proving out to be t. The timestamp was t over there. And over there to the RHS we need to have the lower limit as 0 because this coordinates were 0, 0 I can say, isn't it? And over there at point B, the coordinates of mine proved out to be s, 0. If I would have considered my motion in one dimension, because we are dealing with one dimensional motion itself, isn't it, everyone? So now what needs to be done? Now you write down the limits 0 to, let's say, s. Can you solve this integration? What I will be getting? Can you solve the integration to the left? And write down the answer over there in the chat box. So it's going to be integral of u dt plus integral of at dt, isn't it? You can write down dt. You can multiply dt because I already mentioned that it can be used as an operator, isn't it everyone? So now limits 0 to t, and over there on the RHS, what will be integral of ds? What is integral of ds everyone? Write down over there in the chat box. Write it down in the chat box everyone. What is integral of ds? S, correct. Exactly, it's going to be s itself. We can write it down it as s. Limits 0 to s, let it be. And over there, u is constant, can be taken outside. Dt 0 to t. Over there, acceleration is constant. Integral of t dt 0 to t is going to be s minus of 0. We can write it down like this, isn't it? What is going to be integral of dt? Write down the value over there in the chat box. What is integral of dt? What is integral of t dt? What I will be getting? Yes, correct. So it's going to be ut minus of 0, ut limit 0 to t plus 8t square by 2, isn't it? 0 to t is equal to s. Put the limits over there, then I will be coming across the second equation over there, which is ut minus of 0 plus a by 2 t square minus of 0 square, isn't it, is equal to s. So as a result, I will be getting s is equal to ut plus half at square, which is going to be our second equation. That's how we are going to be getting our second equation. Okay? Okay everyone, if yes, give me a thumbs up. Time is going to be up at 5, Charan, don't worry. Okay, so now what we can, this is how we need to do. You will be getting this notes, don't worry about it. Now we need to deduce the third equation. Now we are supposed to deduce the third equation. So what needs to be done? Which one? So this is also over. This equation is also deduced by the application of derivatives and integration as well. So now comes the last one. V square is equal to u square plus 2s. Now how to derive it? So now I will be saying we need to once again use this v is equal to dv by dt. But now this time we need to use something which is going to be nostalgic everyone. Now we need to use chain rule. We need to assign a third variable, isn't it? So what's going to be the third variable over here? We're having all the three variables a, v and t. The third variable fourth variable over there has to be s, the displacement over there. So I can write down by chain rule. There comes the application of chain rule. A is equals to dv by ds into ds by dt. So what is ds by dt over there? ds by dt is, write down what is ds by dt. Write down the answer over there in the chat, everyone. What is ds by dt? Write it down over there in the chat box. क्या होता है ds by dt? v. dv नहीं v होता है v. अभी दिखाया ना? I mentioned a few minutes back itself. See, v is equal to ds by dt. So what I will be writing it down? It as v itself. This term is going to become v. So what I will be getting? So a can be written as, okay. So I can write down a as v dv by ds. Once again we are getting a differential equation. Once again there comes a differential equation. Right everyone? Once again we are getting a differential equation. How we need to solve? Yesterday I gave a question as a homework. Yesterday I gave a question as a homework, if you can recall, isn't it? So it was following the same trend itself. So now what needs to be done? Keep on texting everyone. Keep on mentioning the answer if you know it. Know this one, how to solve it. You can even put the tips how to solve this. You can also chat. You can also comment with the tips involved over there. So now what needs to be done? By variable separation method, we need to follow the method which I've already mentioned. Variable separation method. What needs to be done? ADS cross multiply it. So first of all, afterwards I will be putting the integral sign. Let's try to take it as a ds to the left is going to be equal to v dv. A ds is going to be equal to v dv, isn't it everyone? Yes or no? Give a thumbs up if you got this. So as a result, you need to integrate it on both the sides. Limits, a's constant can be taken outside. And obviously you need to put the limits. ADS, once again, let's come back to the diagram. From 0 to s, isn't it? So the initial limit will be, the initial position will be 0, the final will be s. Now tell me the limits of the integral to the RHS. Can write it down over there. What should be the lower limit? यहाँ पे क्या put करना है? What should be the lower limit, everyone? Lower limit has to be, keep on messaging, it has to be u. The final limit has to be v, isn't it? So as a result of that, this has to be 0 to s is going to be integral of v dv. Now first of all, mention me what is integral of ds. Write down over there what is integral of ds, everyone. Integral of ds likhiye over there in the chat box. Integral of ds, s, isn't it? It has to be s. Similarly, write down what is integral of v dv. What is integral of v dv? What is integral of v dv? Write it down in the chat box, everyone. What is integral of v dv? V square by 2, v square by 2, isn't it? It has to be v square by 2 itself. So you can write down that is going to be equal to v square by 2 limits u to v. Over there it's, okay, fine. So now can I put the upper limit, which is v itself minus of u square whole divided by 2. I can write it down like this, isn't it? And this is going to be a of s minus of 0 is equal to v square minus u square by 2. So it becomes as is equal to v square minus u square by 2. If I solve it, what I will be getting, we are going to be getting it as v square minus u square is 2s. So there comes the final, the ultimate equation of ours, the third equation. So all the three equations are being proven by the means of application part, whatever we have written over there. All the three equations were being successfully derived by whatever we have done so far, starting from the very first day, if you can recall. If you can recall the very first day, everyone, isn't it? Bridge course day 1 to bridge course day 7. So there comes the application part where you are going to be using calculus everywhere. Okay, I hope it's clear. So now let's try to have some question answer round, QA round for the last 3 minutes. Then the chemistry curriculum is about to be initiated. So thank you for today. Anything you want to say? Once again, go through the integration and differentiation questions. Solve integration questions from R.D. Sharma. Okay, everyone? If you are having the objective of Sri Chaitanya module, you can go through it. Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to say? Okay, thanks, Zakaria. Okay, so over there, I'm having all my former students over here as well, and who are about to crack JEE Advanced this year itself. It's Mohammad Zakaria, isn't it? He secured 250 in this attempt. In this April attempt of JEE in 2025. So looking forward for him to succeed in JEE Advanced. So what about the others? If you want to ask anything, you can ask. Okay, fine then. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Good night. Meet you tomorrow at 4 p.m. sharp. Tomorrow we are coming with lots of enthusiasm in order to solve some questions, previous year JEE main and advanced questions which are based upon differential equations, ordinary differential equations of order 1 by the means of variable separation method. Okay, fine then. Thank you very much. Good night. You can post your doubts in the Telegram channel, everyone. Harsha. It will be, Venkateshwara, it will be done definitely. For sure, once you start practicing the questions. Throughout the curriculum, as the curriculum will progress, you will be able to understand which formula to use and where to use. Okay then, bye. Meet you tomorrow. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like the session and subscribe the Sri Chaitanya Educational Institutions channel, YouTube channel for sure. Thank you. Like the session, everyone. I need the likes. Thank you. अच्छा क्या वो